Okay, we're down to number 13. The number 13 video in the top 15 Tontine videos is Sam. Sam really kind of stood out in my mind. You know, he says he's 5'4", he's a little guy, he's involved in politics. You know, I think Sam is a memorable character. Sam's intelligent, he's motivated, and he really got his friends out there to support him in making his video. What I also liked about Sam is that he is in politics. I think politics is a really hard world to survive in, and I think if you can make it in politics, you're definitely a candidate for Tontine. So the number 13 video is Sam.
My name is Sam Aurora. I'm 26 years old and a political consultant and law student living in Washington, D.C. I grew up hearing that Gandhi adage that you must be the change you wish to see in the world. I think that's why I first became involved in politics about 10 years ago. In high school, I got my first job in the U.S. Senate. Since then, I've worked on a bunch of campaigns, including John Kerry's presidential and all three of Hillary Clinton's campaigns. You know, pulling 100-hour work weeks for little or no pay is a lot easier when you have a passion for your work. My values are guided strongly by my faith. I became a Christian in college, and some of my friends think it's pretty unusual that I'm a strong Democrat and attend this evangelical church, but I think it makes a lot of sense. Because to him who much is given, much is required. You know, there are 36.5 million Americans who are living in poverty. Look, like 13 million of those are children, and that's just not right. I feel like I know what I've been called to do with my life, and that's to work for change. That's what I want to do.
There aren't many people out there like Sam. We're lucky to have him here on our side. And you would be lucky to have him too. You know what I mean.
Let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. Sam Aurora will be president.
I can't be sure what I'll end up doing. Maybe politics, maybe law. I'm going back to school now to get my law degree, and I just applied to be a reserve police officer in D.C. at night.
Sam has never done things halfway. It's always 2,000%.
Education has always been really important to me, and I think that's something I got from my parents. They emigrated to the U.S. from India, and they brought with them this idea that education is the key to everything. And for me, growing up, that meant studying all of the time.
When we were out getting girls, Sam was always home hitting the books. And of course, when we got older, we realized girls dig smart guy. Damn you, Sam Aurora! Damn you! He's an Ivy League grad, studied at Oxford, guest lectures at Columbia, and is now going to law school.
What a dork.
I'm a competitive person. Some might say I'm type A.
Back in high school, Sam Aurora used to run student government like it was Napoleonic France. But of course, thinking about it now, it makes sense. He's kind of short. Sam is, he's not a tall man. But that's not a bad thing. No, I mean, there are plenty of very successful 5'4", born-again Christian. Is he Indian? Is that Indian? I don't know, really.
The things worth winning are those that are worth fighting for.
In college, Sam pulled a 3-year-long psychological prank on someone who messed with him.
But I don't think I take it too far.
He once stored snowballs in his freezer in January to get back at someone that following June. That's just special.
Okay, sometimes I do go too far, like that time that the Nationals mascot caught me heckling him, but usually it's not that bad. But if it does get that bad, I'll probably win. Thanks for letting me tell you a little bit about myself, and I hope I'll have your vote.